What happens when a CEO checks into one of his hotels undercover and hears something at the front desk that changes everything? The idea hit Julian West like a bolt of lightning during a quarterly review. Despite the glowing reports from regional managers, complaints about one of his mid-range hotels had been steadily increasing. When he pressed for answers, all he got was the usual corporate jargon. Difficult guests, staffing shortages, nothing to worry about. But Julian wasn't convinced. His gut told him something deeper was wrong. This particular hotel, located in the heart of a bustling downtown district, was part of a 12-property chain Julian had built from scratch. He prided himself on providing authentic, friendly service without the pretentious air of luxury brands. As the company expanded, he moved more into a background role. But this issue felt too personal to ignore. The staff at this location had never met him in person. That's when Julian decided to go undercover. Julian, a man in his late 40s with sharp features and graying temples, transformed himself with a scruffy beard, thick glasses, and a ball cap. Booking under the alias Greg Morgan, he arrived with only a duffel bag slung over his shoulder for a 3-night stay. The moment Julian stepped into the lobby, he sensed a troubling energy. Instead of the warm welcome he expected, the atmosphere felt tense. The front desk team looked frazzled, smiles plastered on their faces, but lacking authenticity. A man with an aggressive tone barked at a teenage-looking employee from the corner. His name tag read, Drew. Julian stepped up to the desk, where a young woman with a name tag reading Emily greeted him with a rehearsed monotone. "Welcome to our hotel. How can I help you?" "Hi," Julian responded. "I've got a reservation under Greg Morgan." Emily barely looked at him as she tapped away on her keyboard. "Room 214. Here's your key." Before Julian could thank her, a loud voice cut in. "Emily, can you please stop chit-chatting and get back to those calls?" Emily flushed. "Yes, Mr. Drew." Julian observed as guests filtered in and out. Drew, the manager, was rude and dismissive, treating guests like they were intrusions. A middle-aged woman politely complained that her air conditioning wasn't working. "Ma'am, we're full. I can't move you. Maintenance will look into it tomorrow." "But it's over 80 degrees in there," she protested. "Not my problem." Drew shot back. Julian's jaw clenched. He headed to his room and discovered even more issues: stained carpets, sticky elevator buttons, and a musty odor in his room. Later that evening, he visited the bar and overheard two employees near the kitchen. "I can't keep up. Drew keeps cutting hours, but the work just piles up," one whispered. "Same," the other replied. "I'm pulling doubles just to pay rent, and he still yells at me." This wasn't about staffing shortages. This was a toxic work environment. The next morning, Julian sat in the lobby with a cup of lukewarm coffee when a disheveled man in his late 20s approached the desk. "Hi, do you have any rooms for tonight?" Without looking up from his phone, Drew replied, "We're full. I've had a rough week." "I was hoping." Drew finally looked up. "Even if we did, you couldn't afford it. Try the shelter down the street." The man's face fell, and he walked away without a word. Julian sat frozen in disbelief. This hotel, his hotel, had become a place where people were dismissed and degraded. He couldn't stay silent. When the man left, Julian approached Emily. "Hey," he said gently, "is the manager always like this?" She hesitated, glancing toward Drew. "I really shouldn't say." Julian gave a small nod. "It's okay. Just hang in there." He spent the rest of the day quietly observing. In the hallway, he saw a housekeeper, middle-aged, with a kind smile, struggling to lift a bag of trash. Her name tag said Rosa. "Excuse me," Julian said. "Is everything all right?" "Yes, sir," she replied, wincing. "Just another double shift. We're short-staffed." He thanked her sincerely before she returned to her work. Later, Julian wandered into the staff break room pretending to be lost. Two employees were there, eating leftovers from plastic containers. "You lost?" one asked. "Kinda," Julian said. "Just wandering." "Welcome to the dungeon," the younger man chuckled. They explained how breaks were rare, morale was low, and Drew threatened anyone who spoke up. That evening at dinner, Julian watched as a young server, Nico, according to his tag, hustled to keep up. Brad publicly berated him for a delayed drink order. Why now? Julian had seen enough. The next morning, he requested a meeting with Drew. When the manager arrived, Julian stood up and removed his disguise. "I'm not Greg Morgan," he said. "I'm Julian West, the owner of this hotel." Drew turned pale. "Yes, sir, save it," Julian snapped. "I've seen how you treat guests, your staff. This ends now." That afternoon, he called a staff meeting and revealed his identity. He praised Emily, Rosa, and Nico for their dedication, then turned to Drew. "There's no place for that kind of behavior here. You're done." Drew was fired on the spot. Julian announced immediate changes: more staff, better pay, proper training. For the first time in months, the employees felt hopeful. Clara approached Julian later that day. "Thank you. Brad made it so hard. We thought no one at the top cared." "That's changing," Julian said. "But I need your help. What should we fix first? We're exhausted. We need more staff. And training." Drew didn't know how to lead. Julian took notes. The next day, he met with Rosa. "I've seen how much you've carried," he said. Rosa looked shocked. "Thank you. It's been hard, but I love my job. You're getting help. More staff, better pay, and a bonus for everything you've endured." Rosa teared up. "Thank you, Mr. West." He met with Nico that night. "You stayed calm under pressure. You're getting a raise. And support. No more working alone." By the end of the week, the hotel was buzzing. New hires arrived, conditions improved, and the atmosphere lifted. Julian also committed to quarterly visits to all his hotels. 3 months later, Julian returned. The lobby looked alive. Emily smiled genuinely at guests. Upbeat music hummed softly. The difference was night and day. "Good afternoon," called a voice. Julian turned. It was Nico, now in a sharp uniform. "Nico, front desk now. I got promoted last month," he said proudly. "Clara helped train me." Clara appeared then, her face beaming. "Welcome back, Mr. West." "This place feels incredible," Julian said. "Who's managing now?" "Her name's Dana," Clara said. "She's amazing. Firm but fair." Julian met Dana, a confident woman with warmth in her smile. "Thank you for stepping in," he said. "The staff made this possible," she replied. "They just needed a chance." Julian nodded. He toured the hotel, spotting improvements everywhere. Rosa greeted him with joy, sharing how she'd taken her kids on their first vacation thanks to the bonus in the lounge. Julian spotted the man Drew had turned away. He approached him. "We met before. You were mistreated here, and I want to apologize." "You're the owner? I heard what you did." "Thank you. That day was hard, but things are better. I got a job, and I'm here for training." Julian smiled. "If you need anything, just ask." Before leaving, Julian gathered the staff. "Thank you," he said. "You made this transformation happen. Keep taking care of each other and our guests, and we'll keep thriving." Applause filled the lobby. Julian walked out feeling more than just proud. He felt connected, inspired. He knew this was only the beginning of something far greater.